Yes, and I'm an. It's good to be back. Pranji.
It's a.
Mali, welcome, man.
Thank you, mate. Grant.
I'm good.
Sharp. P, how's it?
You know me. You know me.
Another one. Welcome to the POV. Well, no one is ever wrong. It depends on the point of view where you are standing at. And today, these are three friends. We don't need any formal introductions, Tina, but for the sake of you guys who might be watching, this is Z and that is B. I'll let Brian G introduce himself.
All our friends, so this is O'Brien Gwamanda. Abaning Bangazi is an artist, and that's it. Pay la introduction young.
I know Gwamanda.
It's not you, Gwamanda.
Man, nada Gwamanda. Also, the name again. Gwamanda, another time we talk.
Hey, my friends. That's cool. We stand there. It's in here. I'm trying to. But my friends, without any wasting its cards, and kidding. O'Brien Gwamanda. I'm from Hammersdale. It's outer west of Itegwini. It's a medium-sized township. Kumnandi kakhulu, kulele khona. Utaki forever. I'm doing arts for living. One of the greats and the best MCs ever produced by Idebeni. I'm a poet. I'm an author. I'm an unemployed graduate. Unemployed graduate.
Yes.
And Kumnandi Bafes, Ezi Bafes.
Yeah, thank you for joining us at Z Photography Studios. For the sake of the video, I would like us to speak as much English as we can. Of course, our English does not need to be good. We owe no one good English. But for the sake of editing, I don't want us to be doing subtitles. We're already bad at English, so we don't want to, express even in words. Branji, one of the most things, we can mention a whole lot of things, even the unemployment part of things, but let's say you're employed. Who would employ every other graduate that is unemployed? Because you've got a big responsibility that you started working on while you were still an undergrad at the university.
Sure.
You opened a company, Word Architect, where you invite different artists of different genres to be in one place. As a matter of fact, I told you before, I respect you for the ability to capture the youth in one room and to express their artistry. The Z Photography Studio is what is Word Architect. Just that it's outside of the university. Because we also serve the same purpose, to open a studio where different artists can come through and express themselves. But when you've done it as an undergrad and as a youngin, so that is what I respect mostly about you. Can you just share with how it started? Because I never really asked where it started.
No, but you know, as me growing up from the township, you know how vibe is the township and diverse in cultures. So there are many things that you experience if you've got an opportunity to grow from the township. Because I'm born and bred in the township. Even I'm not from suburb or from deep rural areas. So we township, it welcomes people from many backgrounds. They come to the township, we get diverse cultures and we learn a lot. I have that background way before I even completed secondary school. I was doing these things so I used to organize when we go into Ama beaches and out for holidays, organize Ama tours, do Ama bashi and stuff. And I grow from there until I entered university, and I saw a great opportunity at university. People are very diverse. We come from different backgrounds, different provinces, even countries. So it's a great platform to invest and capitalize in. And I strongly believe if you share something, your craft with people who come from different places, it's got a potential to go international. Because whoever that have met you and see you in the university will go and spread the word. Which I met someone like this. Like right now, I'm not in Eastern Cape, I'm in Durban, but you're from Eastern Cape. Some of your neighborhood know me, but they haven't seen me because you talk about me in Eastern Cape. So that's how the brand goes.
Okay, so it started way back before the university.
Yeah.
So what is let me just, in terms of numbers, what is the highest number of people that you've gathered in one place that you can just record?
in an event, it's plus or minus 1.2, 1,200. That's the people. So talking about an event that I'm coordinating, that I'm running with my team, not an event that I'm hired to host or MC.
Okay, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you one question. I think most people, when you talk about the number, which is a very crucial point that we should look at, because most abantu who host events, they are always worried with it. Are the tickets going to sell and so on? So what can you advise? What do you actually, or you can just tell us your experience as to this is what I do so that I would get the tickets sold out, and you can just add on some strategies that people can do in order for them to get people to come to their events.
I think that's a very good question to begin with. Firstly, we have to categorize the events, the nature of the events that we do. They are events for charities. They are events for profit making, for business. That's the first thing you must understand. The reason why I'm running this event, am I aiming to maximize profits for it, or am I aiming to just give a platform and maybe I'm doing mass spending? So I'm going to talk briefly about both of these events. They are events that we do. I'm saying we because I have a group or a team that's behind me. I'm just the face.
Okay.
They are events that we do for profit. For example, if you want to buy new equipment as Z photography, you do a fundraising concert, or you want to invest in something, or it's part of how we employ ourselves. As I said, I'm an unemployed graduate in the system at the Department of Labor, but deep inside myself, I'm employed.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's just the government system that I'm registered as unemployed.
Yes.
So you invest a lot in doing that event. You have to have a strategy how you're going to refund yourself. Talking about the money that you spend on the concept of the event before talking about profits. Because you're doing business, you shouldn't run a loss. Unless if you're doing an event just for charity where you say the event, some events can be charging in ticket sales, but they are for charity.
Okay, all right.
Because you have to pay sound system, you have to pay the videographers and photographers, but you in return and your team will have no financial
gains. Okay.
gains. That's still charity. But your service providers, you have paid them, but you were charity to the community. So that's the basic thing you have to understand. And then you come on the strategies of how do you pull people into. For example, I've done a number of events at the university, specifically at Howard. And if you understand your niche market, you'll be successful in it. That's why I never went into town and put posters up, because the target markets are the students.
Okay, all right.
I never for someone coming.
So I picked one or 2 points in your statement to say, in order for you to actually operate well, you need a team, which is very important. So you can't really work this thing on your own. So you need a team. Yeah. So I think that's I'm answering.
A trustworthy team, an energetic team, the team that shares the similar vision with you.
Yes. Of which I think that is where I struggle a lot. I was once interviewed by a lecturer, right? One of our observations is that where I failed is that I failed to show others that are around me a vision that is going to be clear. So if you are failing to share a vision, that means you won't be able to have a team, because the vision is not clear to all.
The thing is, it can be debatable. Sometimes you can share the vision, but not everyone who's coming forward to work with you is coming to sustain the vision. Some people are there to work for you just to capitalize what can suit their personal interest, not to uplift the vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's now comes to a point where we look at the vision itself. Is it a vision that people might stick with you along the way, or it is a vision? Because sometimes someone might come with a vision, way beyond even my capabilities. Am I?
No, it's clear. I think in most cases, with what I present,
yes, I look at it that way.
it's usually more than just what a mere person, would actually engage and get the concept easily. Because you mentioned international, right? When you spoke about the target market and how you want to expand your brand, you said international. So for a mere person, sometimes what they are looking at is to impress the local, to capture the local market. But even though you're operating within a university space, you want to capture an international. Of which that's the very same thing. When I look at Z photography, I look at posting one day the same chair, having 50 Cent, having a Steve Harvey sitting here. So to someone, they might be intimidated by what I'm saying. I didn't mention any local artists because I know those definitely sure. Some local artists will be sitting here. And I'll treat them with this very same respect that I treat anyone else. So I think when you are putting the vision, it therefore defeats the purpose. When someone is not going to, probably going to say you are dreaming for saying things like that. But it's not really about me. Word architect. So do you have any artists from the WA that you say, okay, that's, even though you're not really bragging, but you are saying, okay, I may have had a contribution in terms of growth. That may have a contribution to growth. In terms of that.
There are quite a number of people, but there's a guy that's he's gonna click your mind. You're gonna remember him fast. I want to refer to. There's a guy who started just doing everything in Word Architect. I'm very proud about this guy. He's more like a brother. Few years when he entered Word Architect, it's 4 years ago. Yeah, he was a first year student from the rural areas of KZN, Escorti, Mjezi, and Ilinyati, well known as Best A.
Oh, all right. I see.
Exactly, you see? If you remember the guy 4 years ago when he came, he entered Word Architect. He went to a choir. There was a choir in Word Architect. From a choir, they started a duo, R&B and Afropop duo. It was called A to Z.
I remember,
and Zach. And from there, they grow. The guys have grown, and now he's Best A. That's the guy. There are many others, but that's the guy I always like to speak about because I'm very proud. He acknowledges, he appreciates, he's down to earth. That's the guy who really developed under Word Architect. And under the development, because one thing we must understand, sometimes we come to your life to wake up something that is there inside you, but that you are not realizing. You see? So that's why I cannot be 100% standing and say, I made you. No, I didn't make anyone. It just happened. That I fueled the car and the vehicle had to go forward. So
it's not like it.
There are some people who have been there maybe in a company for more than 10 years. But some people will just arrive and in a space of 3 years, they will just blow.
Okay,
and you want to understand, just like the guy, he has collaborated with big acts that's even me, myself, as a director of Word Architect, I haven't worked with. I always dream. If I see them, I'll just appreciate taking a photo with them. You see? But
But I'm telling you, what you have done, the impact that you've had is huge. You know how I got to know about when is that I would know about the shows hosted at Shepstone 1. Now Shepstone 1, for those who may not know, is the biggest venue, lecture venue that is held, that is hosting at the UKZN Howard College. So it would host shows at Shepstone 1, and it would be packed full to the rafters all the time. It's as if it's a lecture venue before his cuts a scope.
And I'm sorry to cut you. The funny part is, you knew it at Shepstone 1. Before many people arrived, we started on the tutorial venues. Venues that take about 30 to 40 people. And we perform there with no sound system. We perform and we grow. Move from tutorial venues from MTB, L2, we came to Shepstone 4, Shepstone 5, where there's 50 to 150 people, and now we're at Shepstone 1. Shepstone 1 takes about 520 something people seated. Not the one who are standing or sitting on the steps. And we're going to move out with just the lockdown that have disturbed us. We're approaching SNU now.
I remember
Okay,
your last
okay.
event. I
We're
remember your last
approaching
event.
SU now.
I remember your last event.
And even
No,
beyond, huh? Brian G,
You've done a lot.
our POVs are usually 20 minutes and less because of the data.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut it, but definitely you're gonna be one of our regulars. My last thing that I would wish to know from you, how would we as the people contribute towards you now, let alone work with architect? I want to know, when I don't leave out yourself in the whole scenario, you're also an artist as well.
Yeah.
And I want to see both the word architect growing as well as yourself. So when in terms of yourself, if you had a magic wand, what is it that you'd like to be assisted on?
Bruh, I won't lie. If you see an opportunity to invest in whatever I'm doing, my hands are welcome. I have a lot. I do need a team. I do have a team to run and collaborate events, but every time we struggle. A number of times we've written to you seeking for advices and sponsorship. We need videographers, professional photographers. We do need those things. We do not have the equipment. We only have the mind. We do not have a thick and wealthy pocket, but we do have the mind, and we are forces that work in the ground. You see, so whatever you see that there is something I can come through in this. Come on, let's sit in the boardroom and we discuss and we go for it. And watch the space, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I strongly believe in Word Architect. I strongly believe in myself. They are highly talented artists there. They are still underground, but they are coming on top of the ground. So it is a great opportunity for everyone to come and see, just experience the talent that we have. And I'm willing for the next 100 years, if I'm still alive, I'll be promoting those guys. I'm gonna be assisting with everything that they need. I also learn from them.
Super selfless. Nonetheless, this is the POV. No one is ever wrong, as we always say. We were with Z and B, now Brian G, as you already heard. Brian G, lastly, what I'm still offering is the same offer, but now it's from the studio. I'm giving you 4 free hours for you and your artist to come and have pictures. That is the same offer that you've been. I've always offered my services. So I'm saying, for your artist, 4 hours is what I'm going to give you to do whatever that is to do with videography or photography.
In Sizulu there's a saying that says izandla zidlula ikhanda. It means I'm highly praising, I'm very thankful, man. I'm from the bottom of my heart, I will ensure that we also assist in promoting Z Photography. We being other client to Z Photography. Thank you.
And you also know myself, as a fashion doctor, and all these things meet up. Brian Gwamanda mentioned the word art. When you speak about art, we speak about how you wear, we speak about the things you talk about and all that stuff. So what I would offer is with side I'm always willing to work with people. The problem is I don't like to be disrespected and so on. So that is why we have who are not willing to work with me. So I would like to help you where I can. If you can call me and have my number, I think we've talked about that before. So we're just giving it to people now to say, whenever your artist needs something, call me. I always say that to everyone. Call me and say, bro, I need would for a music video and so on. I will definitely pull up.
One thing I can say, one vision, forward we go.
Thank you. That's where we ended. I wouldn't have said it any better. With that being said, can you say you always know. And goals.
Ciao,
Ciao, ciao.